Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I'm going to be taking you through the quest line for Iron Fist Alexander, also known as Alexander Warrior Jar. And I meet you here now in Limgrave, just above the Saints Bridge site of Grace, where you will first meet Alexander calling out for help. Make sure you exhaust his dialogue first. Now you need to keep smacking him from the rear to pop him out of this hole. Make sure you exhaust his dialogue first, or he'll just keep moaning at you for doing so. Once he's out, you'll be rewarded with an exalted flesh, and he'll then let you know who he is and what he's doing.
Pleasure is mine. I am the warrior Jar known as Alexander. Iron Fist Alexander, in fact. I journey to the east, where I intend to further my education in the ways of war. And beyond these lands lie the scarlet, rot-blighted Caelid wilds. And upon their southern edge is Remembrance Castle, in which a festival of combat is being held. I'd heard whispers of such festivities before. Doesn't the notion set your breast aflutter?
And just as he's finishing talking, this bloody dragonfly decides to attack me. So let's take him out and then move into the next section. For the next meeting with Alexander, I meet you in Gale Tunnel, which is in the very northwest of Caelid, just south of the Rotview Balcony Grey site. Once you progress to the end of this tunnel, you'll see these giant double doors on your right. In there is the Magma Worm boss. But if you head through the smaller door in front of you, you'll find Alex. You can also run past him for a Site of Grace and a shortcut that will lead you back to Limgrave. Now, it's at this point that I wanted to show you two incredibly subtle differences in the dialogue, because everywhere online that I found, even on the Fextra Life wiki, says that the first step that we did just a minute ago is mandatory, and I'm about to prove to you that it ain't.
Where did you spring from? This was supposed to
So the first time I meet him, this is without having met him in Limgrave. He's surprised, he's shocked, and then he says, "Where did you spring from?" And now we'll cut to the second clip, where he refers to me as, the esteemed warrior. These two different bits of dialogue prove that you don't need to have met him in Limgrave to progress his quest, as long as you come to Gale Tunnel and meet him here. That is literally the only difference in the dialogue, is that he won't refer to you as the esteemed warrior, because he obviously hasn't met you before. Once we've done talking to him, he'll let you know once again that he's off to the festival at Remembrance Castle, so let's continue our journey and meet him there. I meet you now at the Plaza in Remembrance Castle. You can exhaust the dialogue of both Blythe and Alex, however it's not required to progress the questline. Then, once Castellan Jaren has finished jabbering on, go and speak to him and let him know you are prepared to face General Radahn. As I'm summoning every NPC under the sun to help me take down Star Scourge Radahn, I'd just like to say, if you're enjoying the content and you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel and please like the video. It helps out tremendously, and thank you so much. Also, we have got full guides coming up for some very juicy Souls-like games just around the corner. And if you would like early access to the full playlists that will eventually be released on YouTube, make sure you go and support the channel over on Patreon, because it really is the best way to support the continued growth of the channel, and you get rewarded for your support and for your generosity. For anyone that does, from the bottom of my heart, you are incredible. Thank you so much. Now that Radahn's dead, I'll skip the cutscene. We've seen it all before during the Things You Missed series. So now you can exhaust the dialogue of Blythe and Alex. I'm going to talk over Blythe's because we've already done his questline during the Rani questline video. And I wanted to give you a little bit of information about the warrior jars. As we go over to Alex in a second, you'll see him picking stuff up from the ground. And if you didn't know, what he's doing is actually gathering up bits of people, bits of warriors from the battlefield, including himself, and putting them back inside himself again. And that is exactly how these warrior jars become more powerful. Just pay attention to some of his voice lines, specifically near the end. And once he's finished talking, there's two bits I wanted to focus on.
Hello there. It was a battle marvelously fought. You are well and truly a champion, friend. I, on the other hand, nothing but a crock. One hit was all it took to crack me, and for my insides to come spilling out. After that, I hid like a coward, and as such, I can hardly stand to face one such as you. But don't you think I've given up just yet? Because if I can just squeeze this bunch...
He says, if I can just squeeze this bunch down inside me, and the bodies found here are exceedingly fine, he's essentially absorbing the bodies of powerful warriors to grow even stronger and become the greatest warrior jar. And as morbid and sick as it is, Alex is such a cool, likable guy that I'm just like, hell yeah, Alex, absorb them bodies, become stronger. With that done, the next time I will be meeting Alex will be in Mount Gelmere, so I will meet you there. There is one more meeting with Alex between now and then, but I will talk you through why I'm not doing it, and I'll show you the location on the map, just in case you would like to go there yourself. So, as I'm taking out this magma worm to the west of Volcano Manor, round the back, I'll talk you through why I skipped another of Alex's locations, and quickly pop it up on the map for you here as well. So you can find Alex stuck in yet another hole, pretty much directly south of the Carian Study Hall, just here. However, this is optional, and it's a bit of a pain because it requires you to go and search for a cookbook that allows you to craft oil pots. And because I was just blitzing through this questline because I wanted to get all of this information out to you, I didn't bother doing this bit as it's optional. But now you know where you need to go and what you need to use to free Alex. So we'll gloss over that and move back on to this meeting in Mount Gelmere. Again, I will flash up on the map for you exactly where we are so you can see where in the vicinity of Volcano Manor this encounter is. And once you've defeated the magma worm, luckily it allows you to speak to Alex from the safety of these rocks here, otherwise you'd be burning to death in the lava through the whole conversation. And here, he's trying to temper his body in the flame so that it will never crack again, so that he is stronger and more sturdy than ever. However, the lava is nowhere near hot enough for him. Alex is way too strong for a poxy bit of lava to temper his body. Also, yet another thing to add to the list of reasons why Alex is just the most amazing person, or jar. From the bits of him that have been falling off and cracking throughout the journey, he has used the lava to mould them back together and make us a helmet from the broken pieces of himself. What an absolute hero. So now we will adorn and fashion the jar head as we finish this section of the video and progress towards the mountaintops of the giants. Alex now wants to temper himself in the fires of the Forge of the Giants. To get there, you have to defeat the fire giant, and as you can see here, you can summon Alex for that fight should you wish. Don't worry though if you didn't summon him for any reason, if you didn't want to use summons, or if you just missed his summon sign, it's not required, you can still complete his questline. That's all there is for this segment. I just wanted to show you that you can summon Alex for this fight. Now I will leave you to complete the mountaintops of the giants, and I'll meet you further on in the game during the crumbling Farum Azula. You meet me here now just outside of the Dragon Temple Site of Grace. From that Site of Grace, you can just keep heading west until you get to these broken structures here. Jump across them and keep heading to the west. Before long, you'll be able to climb up another broken structure, and just peering out the corner of the camera on the left-hand side, you'll see Alex there. So let me prepare myself for the challenge ahead, and then we will start making our way towards Iron Fist Alexander. Once again, I won't interrupt him, I'll let his voice lines play out because Alex is just incredibly awesome.
Ah, I see you finally made it here yourself. The city hanging in the air is slowly crumbling. What an incredible place we find ourselves. But that aside, I can't believe you felled that giant. It was practically a god. I doubt there's another soul out there who could have done the same. Of course, I count myself, the great Alexander, among the many. Which means I've but one thing to ask of you. Would you kindly undertake my ordeal? Come and tell me when you're ready. I've been longing to fight a warrior as accomplished as you.
And now he has a request. Alexander, the warrior jar, would like to fight you. He relishes the opportunity to fight a champion as great as you. And with one waterfowl dance, he is defeated.
As I suspected, victory was impossible. This vessel was found lacking. My thanks. I knew you were the stuff of champions. It was a marvelous battle. I implore you, take what I bequeath from inside me. All vessels are destined to one day break. But the great Alexander lived as a warrior to his last.
And with his dying words, he offers us his innards, and we also get a shard of Alexander. Probably my favourite talisman in the game, greatly boosting the attack power of all weapon skills. But the fact that Alexander had to die for us to acquire this is heartbreaking. I was devastated that this was the end of his questline, and of course we were also rewarded with Alexander's innards, a keepsake of the warrior jar Alexander, found at the core of the dead flesh that once filled the great jar. The jars contain dregs inherited from those who came before, thus our warriors passed from jar to jar, carrying dreams of greatness. So now, to wrap up Alexander's questline, teleport back to Jarberg with me, and speak to Jarbairn. You can give them to him, and he is the cutest NPC.
Hunt us, smash us, and then take us away. This village is kept secret, so I think we're safe here. But you should be careful if you ever meet one of them, cuz I hope Uncle Alexander beats them all up first. Wow. Cuz
He is absolutely thrilled with the fact that you are giving him the insides of his great uncle Alexander.
I'm a warrior jar, so I need to be strong. I can really have them, right? I understand. I'll get strong. Strong enough. I deserve to have Uncle's insights. I'll begin my journey once I'm ready to go, as a warrior jar, in search of glory. I don't think I'll... Warrior, goodbye, and thanks. I'll never forget you.
Reload the area and you'll get your final reward for this questline, the companion jar, which will raise the potency of throwing pots. That is all I have for you for this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.